Good evening, everyone. I would like to call to order the August 14th, 2024 regular meeting of the Monee Village Board of Trustees. It is 6:41. I would like to please invite Father Samuel Asme up for the invocation. He's from St. George Coptic Orthodox Church here in Monee. So, Father Samuel.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for your blessing, thank you for your love. Thank you for giving us the chance to be here together. We ask to bless our meeting, to make all the discussion, the decisions according to your holy will. Give us the wisdom that is from heavenly above. Pray for all the leaders of the city, the members of the city, that you may bless them and guide them through the intercession of your holy name and through all your saints. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And I also want to invite everybody to the Egyptian festival that they have on the 24th and 25th of August, Saturday and Sunday, from 11 to 7. It's a great food, great time, great hospitality, so everybody make it a point. Now, if we could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Present.
Trustee Henson.
Present.
Trustee Horn.
Here.
Trustee Rakes.
Present.
Trustee Wilson.
Present.
Trustee Udris.
Present.
Open to the public, agenda items only. All right.
Good evening, everyone. Joe DeCenzo from Second Place. I know that the Oak and Main project is on the agenda tonight. I just wanted to speak to that for just a second. It's been a month since we presented, so if you're just tuning in on YouTube, and I just appreciate the moment just to be able to share. This building actually reminds me of my 1987 Subaru that I had in college. It was a stick shift coupe, and it had rusty floors. You could see the ground. Like it was a college car, right? The thing about stick shift is learning how to drive that is a delicate balance between the gas and the clutch. And if you add the brake, you got 3 pedals, 2 feet. It's a little challenging. And so I think that this building is a lot like learning how to drive stick. We've been in that building working on it for the last several years, but at times it's had us hit the brake, hit the clutch, and sometimes hit the gas, shift gears, and make things happen. We've been in the area and in the community for the last 14 plus years, and I know the building isn't necessarily like a car, but I think it's going to bring us to a place in a different way. It's going to bring a place to Monee. I think that it's going to be a place where we can go and we can say, I was able to meet folks. I was able to have a cup of coffee and a great conversation. Maybe get some fresh groceries when I was really in need. Now, since we've been in Monee for the last 14 years, there's one thing that I know that is going to happen with this building. No matter when the end date and the open date is, this building is going to outlast us. And part of the reason why I know that is because it already has. This building is over 130 years old, and I don't think anyone here was around at that time. And I think if you look at the building as a car, not a lot of folks really want to get in that one and renovate that one. And I don't blame them. But I really believe that as we've listened to the car, what it wants and how it needs to be restored, I think that what we found is that this can really be an amazing place. I represent a group of people that really believe in the community. We've been doing stuff in the community for, again, almost 15 years. We've been a part of the Monee Alliance of Churches. As soon as it started, we started the Love Monee event. We've been doing projects in the community for folks who need it. And I represent those folks, and not just Second Place, but others that we've connected with through all of our efforts. And those do include people that remember a grocery store in that building. And there also include some youngins that actually just are helping us with our coffee and trying to get that off the ground. But I think the building outlasts everybody. just as a follow-up, eventually I did learn how to drive stick, and it became second nature. And I think if we see this building restored, there's going to be a whole lot of people that come to that corner and they'll never know or remember what that building once was. It'll just be second nature to downtown Monee, which is what often I see people say. Air quotes, downtown Monee. I'd like to see the air quotes go away and say there's an actual place, a destination, an attraction. And I really believe that it's going to pay an ROI to the community, but not in the real estate sense of the word. It's going to pay a different type of an ROI. It's going to be an ROI that's going to be based on people and their lives, their flourishing, and hopefully seeing this corner become a catalyst to attract others to come and do some of the same life-bringing projects. So I appreciate the moment. I appreciate the consideration tonight, and I just wanted to share my heart, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Accept.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Rakis.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the clerk's reports.
Thank you, Mayor Bogues. I will be asking if Michael Wilson Jr. can come up for his oath for EMA. Almost. Here, come on up. If you can please, raise your right hand, repeat after me, insert your name after I. I
I, Michael Wilson, Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
and bear in true faith
and bear in true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and to the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the territories,
and the territories,
institutions,
institutions,
and facilities thereof,
and facilities thereof,
both public and private,
both public and private,
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge the duties
faithfully discharge duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am
upon which I am
about to enter. And I do further swear
and I do further swear
that I do not advocate,
advocate,
nor am I,
nor am I,
nor have I been,
or have I been,
a member of any political party
a member of any political party
or organization
or organization
that advocates the overthrow of the government
that advocates the overthrow of the government
of the United States
of the United States
or of this state
or of this state
by force or violence,
by force or violence,
and that during such time
and that during such time
that I am affiliated
that I am affiliated
with the Village of Monee,
with the Village of Monee,
EMA organization,
EMA organization,
I will not advocate
I will not advocate
nor become
nor become
a member of any political party
a member of any political party
or organization
or organization
that advocates
that advocates
the overthrow of the government
the overthrow of the government
of the United States
of the United States
or this state
or this state
by force or violence.
by force or violence.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You made it. That'll be the hardest we work yet. Yeah. Good to have some.
Right
And that is it for me. End of report.
So congratulations, Michael. For my report, if I could please ask Christy Holston to come on up and give us a update on the Historical Society.
Good evening, everybody. I have a couple of things, but the first thing I wanted to speak about was the commemorative quilt. And I've got some friends with me if they'd like to step up. We were hoping to dedicate our quilt this evening. In honor of the Village of Monee's sesquicentennial, the Monee Historical Society wanted to create a lasting tribute to commemorate this momentous event. We decided to design and create a quilt that would reflect various aspects of our heritage. The central, you can come in here in the little circly, come in the circly part. Okay. Come in the sacred circle. We decided to design and create a quilt that would reflect the various aspects of our heritage. The central emblem of the quilt is our 150th logo. The pattern we chose is called the railroad motif in honor of our railroading past. The stitching is a feather pattern as a nod to our Potawatomi Native American origins. The quilt will be displayed at the Monee Heritage Center and various other public locations throughout the village for the remainder of the 2024-2025, and then become a permanent addition to our textiles collection at the Heritage Center. The following people worked many hours to create this masterpiece: Kathy Dornhecker, Darcy McCowan, Kayla McCowan, Carla Schonauer, Judy Wolf, Betsy Udris, Margaret Horn, Christy Holston, Rachel White, Nancy Langenfeld, Sheila Langenfeld. And I especially want to recognize Barb Sim, whose creativity, skill, and hard work led this project. And if maybe the mayor would come up, we could dedicate this quilt in honor of the sesquicentennial. And Barb and Ron, too. Come on up. Just get a picture. Huh? Yeah. But wait, there's more. We were having such a good time and loved the finished product so much that we decided to create 2 additional quilts in order to give everyone a chance to own a piece of history. You can have a Monee sesquicentennial quilt of your very own for the low, low cost of a $5 raffle ticket. After all, if someone in Monee can win $1 million on a lottery scratch card, the odds are much better that you can win this quilt. We also have one in green that we created as well. And if you'll look, there is a little sesquicentennial logo in the corner of the quilt as well. So we just happen to have those $5 tickets here with us this evening, and we will be happy to sell you one of those. I know, you're breathless. It's so gorgeous. The other thing I wanted to mention is this weekend is, this Saturday is our big wine and cheese art auction. Andrew Gunderson is the local Monee artist who worked here. We have, how many, Barb, 11 of his?
We have 10 for auction, and we probably have 25 on display.
So we have 10 original Andrew Gunderson works of art that we'll have a silent auction. It's a wine and cheese reception. We will have our own Doug Horn's magnificent band orchestra combo playing music. There will be wine and cheese. Our local cheese vendor has donated cheese for that, and so please come and join us. We also happen to have tickets for that as well. That's from 3 till 7 this Saturday. And then I had one other thing. Let's see if I can find that. on a slightly different note, but, dear Mayor Bogues, trustees, village officials, and fellow citizens of Monee, in the past 13 years, I've been privileged to serve as the president of the Monee Historical Society. Hold on, I'll feel better. Together, we've accomplished great things, and I'm confident that the best is yet to come. I'm retiring from my position as president, effective as of October 1st, 2024. I know that with the leadership of our capable board, staff, and dedicated volunteers, this transition will be smooth, and I'm excited to see how the Historical Society and the Heritage Center move forward. This was an extremely hard decision because I love Monee and feel that what we are doing at the Historical Society is important work and vital to our community. I wish I was 30 years younger and had as much energy as I used to. I intend to remain active in the society and in historic preservation and still carry on with the mission of preserving and sharing our history, just not as in much of a leadership role. It's just time to take a little break, so thank you for all of your support.
Thank you for the update, Christy. Sorry to hear you're retiring, but very, very happy for you. You've I know, worked hard and put your whole life into everything, and it's greatly appreciated, does not go unnoticed. So thank you very much, and glad you're still going to be around and be a part. Definitely. Thank you. Oy. Moving on to the administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Christy, I'm going to miss you. I enjoyed working with you.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best in your travels. I hope you get to do much of that now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
First item under my report is professional services agreement with Farnsworth Group, the Oslet Grant Consultant. Farnsworth Group has submitted the attached proposal to provide landscape architectural services and grant writing assistance for the Fireman's Park Phase 2 improvements for the open space land acquisition development, or Oslet grant application, which has a September 13th, 2024 deadline. In the attachments, you will also see the Phase 1 master plan exhibit that identifies visual components that will be included in Phase 2. The scope of work includes the Oslet grant application with a digital submission completed to the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, their online portal. Upon final submittal, electronic compressed file with submission date and time stamp on the online application will be downloaded and sent to the village for recording. The board action request is a motion to approve the mayor signing the attached professional services agreement and payment made to Farnsworth Group in the amount of $8,000 for services rendered.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion, board? Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Thank you, board. Next item is the Fireman's Park construction project. This is pay request number 2 from PSI. The village has received the attached pay request number 2 from PSI for the above referenced construction project. Farnsworth Group and village staff have reviewed this latest invoice and have found the work to be in substantial compliance with all Oslet grant requirements, engineering plans, and specifications. There are lien waivers and certified payrolls also included in the packet. This payment request is for work completed during the pay period of June 29th through July 31st, 2024, and the amount certified for payment is $192,742.11. A board action request is a motion to approve pay request number 2 to PSI in the amount of $192,742.11 for work completed during the pay period of June 29th through July 31st, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Thank you, board. And the last item is the Police Department vehicle purchase through the South Suburban Purchase Cooperative. Chief Kerner has recently reported to the board during the fiscal 2025 budget meeting the need to purchase 3 new squad cars during this fiscal year. These purchases are structured to replace and supplement an aging fleet and provide needed vehicles to his growing department. Attached to your board packet, you will find the invoice provided by Chief Kerner for the 2024 Chevrolet Tahoe Utility Squad from Curie Motors in the amount of $57,175.00. If approved, this purchase would be made through the South Suburban Purchase Cooperative. Additionally, this purchase has been budgeted for fiscal year 2025. Board action request is a motion to approve the purchase of the 2024 Chevrolet Tahoe through the South Suburban Purchase Cooperative in the amount of $57,175.00.
So
I'll make
moved.
that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is this the one, or is this all 3 that we're doing now? And remember, it was an order thing. Are all 3 coming through now? Are we ordering all 3 right now is what I'm asking?
All 3 were ordered a couple months ago. This is the first one to arrive.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And as we've learned over the last several years, these vehicles are getting harder and harder to come by. So again, good work on the footwork on it and jumping on it when the opportunity arose.
Without having to go to Pennsylvania to get it.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Mayor, under my report.
Moving on to the officials' reports. Public Works, Trustee Horn.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a few items of interest for us regarding DPW. Our Court Street sidewalk project is nearing completion. Landscapers are scheduled to be on site Friday and Saturday to complete the restoration, weather permitting, and much of it is done already. Now, we have our Main Street water main project. We've received our permit from the IEPA to place the new water main into service, and the process of connecting residential services to the new main is underway. We expect asphalt patching in the project area will be completed in time for Fall Fest, and I'll tell you that was a big priority for us. Roadway maintenance, construction on this project is nearly complete. Mainline asphalt paving is complete, with only a few punch list items and final landscaping restoration remaining. This is also expected to be completed before Fall Fest. Now is at the new DPW facility this week. Tenco is continuing with excavation of the retention pond and started to deliver stone. Stone is being installed in the garage area prior to structural steel being erected, and that's also on site. PBS has submitted an application for temporary electric service to the site, for which we are awaiting a response. Branch pickup will be next Monday, August 5th. No, that's not the right date. Is that August 15th? Whatever Monday is, that's the next branch pickup. 19th, thank you, sir. Visit villagemonee.org for details. And DPW took delivery of 3 new F-350 pickup trucks last week, which were immediately placed in the service. A 2012 F-250 pickup with about 60,000 miles will be decommissioned and reassigned to EMA. End of report.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Parks and Recreation, Trustee Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. A few things for Parks and Rec. Yesterday was our last birthday party in the park, celebrating Monee's 150th, of course. Thanks to Skyline Funeral Home, who donated hamburgers, and Monee PD, who was out there serving up ice cream sundaes. Tonight is the Matt Last Movies in the park, and once again, thank you to Animal Wellness for sponsoring all the movies this summer, and Scooby starts at sunset tonight. And Fall Fest is 23 days away. So we still have a construction project going on at the park, so as you've probably noticed. So that makes this year's Fall Fest planning a challenge, of course. All departments that have been meeting all year planning this event, and space is tight, but we are making it happen. Thanks to Crete Monee School District for allowing us to use the entire MEC school and grounds, Monee Elementary School parking lot, New Hope's parking lot, and St. Boniface parking lot. Without the help of so many in our village, this would not be possible. This year's Fall Fest is special, being our 150th, with a carnival, beer tent, live music, car show, food trucks, craft and vendor show, community service, special needs day, fireworks, and a seal show coming from California all weekend long. They'll be with us all weekend, and we'll need volunteers. Just a few hours each day would help us greatly. If you can just spare a few hours during the weekend for a 3-hour shift, we'd greatly appreciate it. And please call 534-8302 to talk to them which slots are still available. And a couple other things. I know the moving wall is part the weekend as well. We'll be arriving Thursday evening and staying through Sunday, and this is something absolutely incredible to be visiting Monee in the old Riverside parking lot, new Village Hall parking lot. So please make sure to get over there and visit that as well. And I have a couple extra things. First of all, the Fall Classic Golf Outing from the Chamber of Commerce is Wednesday, September 18th, 2024. Still looking for sponsors and golfers for this shotgun start. So if you want information, to please call Lee at 708-421-1786. For you. Thank you. And then second thing too, I wanted to make, and I guess we need to talk about this, the Knights of Columbus, their Tootsie Roll Drive coming up September 13th through 15th, and they'll be out on the various corners and parking lots in Monee from the 13th through the 15th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So Knights of Columbus, of course, sponsors charities for folks with intellectual disabilities. So again, please welcome them, and just a show of hands or a consensus, making sure the board agrees with granting them permission for that 13th through the 15th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, great. Thank you. One last thing is Monee, the Monee Women's Club. Next meeting coming up is the 27th. It'll be held at 6:30 p.m. at Monee Historical Society at the Heritage Center. And I have chocolate. So Monee Women's Club is our mission this year. So yes, before you leave today, please come buy chocolate. For $2 a bar, Monee Women's Club is selling chocolate for Camp Quality, Illinois. It's our charity of choice this year. It's Camp Quality. If you don't know what it is, it's a camp, a 1-week long camp for children with cancer and their survivors, and families. So this is our charity of choice this year. So come support and have some Fannie Mae chocolate. End of report.
Thank you very much. Finance, Trustee Rakes.
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me. We would like to We would like to continue to remind residents that applications for the village's property tax rebate program are available on the village's website. Please visit the village's website to download the application, or feel free to stop in at Village Hall and pick up an application. The first quarter of the village's fiscal year ended in July 31st, 2024. Current expenses were 26% of budgeted expenses, while revenues were 16% of budgeted revenues. Excuse me. The village's investments have earned just over $73,000 as of July 31st. Christy, thank you for everything you've done. I appreciate it. And I know all of the board does as well. And whoever got me my water, thank you. End of report.
Thank you. Moving on to Economic Development, Trustee Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Christy, thank you for your service. Creamery wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I feel that wholeheartedly. You championed that and you stuck by it, and that's your passion. You're saying you're stepping down, but you're just still being behind the scenes. So we appreciate your effort and your hard work, and thank you sincerely. Congratulations to my son, Michael Wilson Jr., for following his father's footsteps and being a servant of the community. So it's awesome to see him take on that duty, responsibility at a young age. So kudos to him. Under Unite Monee, groundbreaking has begun at Starbucks Dollar Tree. If you haven't noticed, next to Gracie's Lucky Burrito, that is going to be the site for Dollar Tree in front, it's Starbucks and Dollar Tree facilities, separate buildings on the same lot. So that's going to happen by the end of this year. Economic Development Director Bill Barnes has continued to work on new economic development projects, and currently is unavailable today to be here, but sends his regards. He is still working hard in the backgrounds and trying to bring the businesses that which we are requesting. We're listening to the community. We get it. We understand it. But we don't just want any business, right? We want business that fit into our community and that we want to patronize. So soon to come. And now, as always, shop Monee when available. End of report, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Building Services, Trustee Henson.
Thank you, Mayor. Christie, thank you for your love, dedication, and everything that you've done for Monee and for the Historical Society. And we know we're still going to see you around. You're not going to get out that easy, I'm sure. But thank you. Mike Wilson Jr., congratulations. And congratulations to a proud father, too. Also, all I can say is, if you know, you know. We love and are praying for you. Now on to the report. In the month of July, there are 88 permit submittals. A total of 291 inspections were performed, which encompasses building permits, resale, landlord, tenant, and code compliance inspections. Of the total inspections performed, 19 of them were for resale. 55 contractors registered or renewed their license with the village. 96 rental units are now past due on the rental license renewal. Landlords, please submit your renewal to avoid additional fees. And as Mike has already done, Starbucks Dollar Tree was issued a mass grading permit that will allow them to start moving dirt while they finish compiling their subcontractor list. 2 new single-family home permit applications have been received for Eagle Fair, and 1 new single-family home for the Estate Residential District. The build-out remodeling project for the future Village Hall on Egyptian Trail is currently in progress. There was a demo of the abandoned and unsafe structure formerly known as Monee Construction, located at 25922 Lynn, was completed on the 12th. End of report.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Public Safety, Trustee Udris.
Thank you, Mayor. First thing, Christie, I'll echo what everybody else has said. Thank you so much for your leadership. I really don't think that the Historical Society would be what it is without you at the front leading everybody. But on a personal note, also, thank you for giving my mom a wonderful group to be part of, because you guys are just a fantastic group, and love you guys all for that. For Monee Emergency Management, on July 15th, storm assessment was completed. 32 tornadoes were confirmed in the Chicago area. 9 tornadoes were confirmed the next day, making that a total of 41 tornadoes. This was the most prolific event in recorded history, with the closest tornado to Monee was spotted in Manhattan. And I'll add to that, as we all heard the sirens going off and wondering why. That's that system that we talked about last year that we got involved in, to where if anything starts coming close, it will automatically trigger our warning system so that everybody can be safe. But a thank you to EMA for the work that they put in weather-wise and keeping us, us safe, keeping us informed and ready to react. And with that being said, too, if you haven't watched the weather, we have some more weather coming to us, I think, starting tomorrow into Friday, where, at least according to Brent Miller today, could get pretty dicey. So watch Facebook, pay attention to the sirens outside, and be safe. On August 5th, EMA assisted our state police for a rollover accident on I-57. EMA provided 2 units for approximately an hour. On August 6th, EMA participated in a national night out at the Monee Reservoir. A great time was had by all, and a thank you to Monee Police for the great job that they do. On August 8th, EMA assisted Crete Township and Crete EMA with a missing person. EMA provided scene support and our UTV for about 7 hours. Luckily, the missing person was found in great health and returned to his family. Yesterday, EMA assisted Monee Fire. A 6-inch gas main was struck on Egyptian Trail near Vaughan Avenue. Monee Public Works and Police also assisted. EMA provided scene support, traffic control, and a portable weather station to help monitor the scene conditions. EMA provided services for about 12 hours for that. And with that, if you are one of the homes that was affected by the gas leak and had any issues with any of the gas appliances in your home, or have any questions about anything that you should be inspecting or anything that you should be doing, you can call NICOR at their number, 888-642-6748. That's, I think, also out on social media if you know how to get more information on that. From our police department, Monee Police was honored to participate in the National Night Out celebration at Monee Reservoir. We had excellent weather that led to a great turnout and an excellent opportunity to meet and greet our officers. Big shout out to the Forest Preserve for hosting, and a special mention to Crete PD, once again the second best police department at the scene there. Their hot dogs were pretty darn good. Monee School Resource Officer Ramon McAlpine will be reporting to the elementary school next week. Everybody at the elementary school is excited about building on our relationship and giving our children a positive role model and someone that will be watching over them. The Police and Fire Commission approved some new rules that will allow the police department to accept and score lateral police applications on a continuing basis. The old rules restricted the application process to a biannual opening. So effective August 26th, we will be accepting lateral applications all day, every day. Several officers recently attended the Metallica concert at Soldier Field, proving once again that their taste in music fits right in with their critical decision-making abilities. And lastly, like we talked about, the living wall that's going to be coming to town, there's an information flyer right up there if anybody would like one. On a personal note, if you've never seen the wall, it is definitely a moving experience. Having not known anybody that lost their life in Vietnam, I wasn't expecting much the opportunity. I had to see it, and it was breathtaking. I really, really encourage everybody in town to take the time to come out, read the names, think about the sacrifice that was given, and pay your respects. End of report.
Thank you very much. Attorney's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no
Move into-
report under mine, but it'd be
Yeah.
covered under unfinished business.
So let's go ahead and start with item number 1.
Thank you, Mayor. The first item is the redevelopment agreement for weed care. The amount that the village would reimburse weed care for TIF-eligible expenses is $88,479.41. This would be paid out when lien waivers would be coming in from the contractors. I understand the contractors are ready to go, and they do need some work at that facility. So it's up for the board's review and consideration. And all the TIF, we reviewed the TIF-eligible expenses, and they're all good to go.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion, board? All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is the redevelopment agreement request for Second Place Historia Cafe. The redevelopment agreement is before the board's review and consideration. There is some protection in there with respect to if the property is sold within a certain period of time, the village will be reimbursed proportionately. Again, they will have to submit lien waivers, and payment would be submitted to the company. We'll use our best faith in 30 days for payment. The amount that would be in the redevelopment agreement is $453,510, which again is 80% of the initial, of the request of $566,888. So it's up for the board's review and consideration. And it should be mentioned that this cafe is paying into the TIF district. They have made substantial improvement in the facility, and this would help them proceed with it. I did say a completion date of September of 25, I think, but I know it's supposed to be earlier than that, but we want to give them some leeway. So it's up for the board's review and consideration.
I have a question.
Do we get a motion? I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion.
Sorry, guys. Larry, this is everything that, when the receipts come in, we pay it out, all of that. And with everything that's in our agreement,
Yes, sir.
that number could fall short of this. Be it that, because it's the receipts that we pay out after
Yes.
it's been paid.
Yes, sir.
It could end up being less, is what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's based on the receipt and the lien waiver given. These are just estimates and good faith
Right.
estimates, but if they're less, we just pay out pursuant to the lien waiver.
I just wanted to let everyone know. And Joe, by chance, did you not say February 14th? That was the,
That's the goal.
thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
No.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. And the last redevelopment agreement is with Leader Properties. The gentleman was here at the last board meeting, Mr. Leader. He is building at Ridgeland and Monee Manhattan Road. His approval, his redevelopment agreement calls for $210,655, which is 80% of the TIF eligible request. It's up for the board. And again, it's the same situation. He would have to submit lien waivers to the village. We approve them. At that point in time, payment would be submitted to him for the lien waiver.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on this one?
I'll just say that I've been keeping up on Leader Properties, and he actually has a lot of information that he shows on social media and everything, and he's busting it out over there. He's really getting stuff done and getting stuff together.
Yeah, and my hat goes off the mat. He's dealing with some adversities, but he's making it happen. So he's a tremendous businessman. He has a future and a bright mind. He can see the end result, and he's working towards the goal. So it's awesome to see him keep continuing.
He's definitely motivated. He's a good kid.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Great, thank you, Larry. Any new business, anyone?
No new business for me, but I do want to thank Christy Holston for everything you've done. I know from the beginning, me seeing how things were to seeing how things are now, I see the hard work and dedication that you and others have put into it. So congratulations on your retirement.
Open to the public, non-agenda items. All right, next up, we'll be heading into executive session for item number 1, 5 ILCS 120/2C5, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. The following PIN numbers: 2114214000370000, 2114211060040000, and 2114223000040000. And item number 2, 5 ILCS 120/2C1, appointment, employment compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of a specific employee. So if I can please have a motion to adjourn
So
regular
moved.
session.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn? Yes. Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
7:27.
All right, may I please have a motion to reopen regular session?
So, second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Possible action to be taken after executive session, item number 2. Consensus was to post 2 full-time positions to Department of Public Works. Post a full-time code compliance officer position and keep the part-time code compliance officer position open.
So we do one each.
Pardon me?
So we do each department, so we have it. So
Okay,
the-
so DPW,
Mhm.
right. Post 2 full-time. For building services, we want to post the full-time code compliance officer and keep the part-time posting open. And then in the building services department, promotion for Shannon Cruzel to building services department executive administrative assistant.
Yeah, let's do these one at a time. So can the motion to allow the posting of the part-time and the full-time, well, we have the part-time, but post a full-time position for the code enforcement
Code
compliance.
You need a motion for that?
Yes.
So
Make
moved.
that motion.
Second.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Excellent.
A motion please to promote Shannon Cruzel to building services department executive administrative assistant.
Make that motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Motion to promote to full-time our marketing coordinator at $22 an hour.
Make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
You want the DPW? Motion to post 2 full-time DPW positions.
Make that motion.
Second.
And roll call.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Board. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
It is 8:53 PM.